After many successful years, also in 2023 we are going to continue with selling Windows 10 and 11 Pro retail keys. Get yours for $12.50 only. Click the link in the video description if you would like to purchase one. Today we're going to do one of my favorite things, and that is going into VR with Skyrim VR. Why? Well, first of all, I am currently rebuilding my Skyrim VR mod list, and one of the mods I would like to add optionally for people with a very high-end PC is this great forest mod you see now in my Skyrim Anniversary Edition. It's called Traverse the Ulvenwald, and version 3.1 of this Trees and Forest Skyrim mod was released actually in January of 2023, so that is very, very recent. And I really love how it looks in my original Skyrim Anniversary Edition. So while I'm now busy with creating my Skyrim VR edition, the new edition, I thought, let's have a look how it looks in VR. So this mod is, because also this mod is compatible in virtual reality, I thought let's have a first time look with you guys. So what you're going to see is actually my first time in Skyrim VR with this mod. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I did. So let's jump into the VR version of this mod. Hello and welcome in virtual reality. We are in Skyrim VR. So first of all, I do apologize for the microphone quality. It's of course directly from my Quest 2 headset. And also sorry for the weird borders, probably black border in the lower left corner. It has something to do with the Oculus Mirror app, which is not like working as it should be. But anyway, so I did install this new forest mod yesterday on my original Skyrim Anniversary Edition, Special Edition. But now I tested it in VR and wow. This is something really next gen. This just looks absolutely insane. Holy moly. This now feels like a real forest. And I know I had that feeling in VR with also with Falkreath and Origins of Forest. But this looks absolutely amazing. So what I did is I did set the morning, I set it to like 11 a.m. or something to have bright daylight. And I also did activate the T-detect command to avoid any creatures or like jumping into me, because I would love to just walk around and explore the forest with you guys for the first time here actually in VR. And then after we had these great green forests, I would like to check another forest, an example like Riften, because those like autumn forests also look super, super amazing. But wow, just look at the trees, everything feels so lifelike and real with the lighting coming through the trees, having the shadows here. It's just, in VR, this is something really next gen in comparison with the original Skyrim Special Edition or Anniversary Edition. Even while that looks amazing, Skyrim, I can't say it enough, in VR makes all the world of difference. Just look at that. That's just really, really insane in VR. It really, really is. Wow. So I keep telling people like a modded Skyrim VR is like everything you always wanted to do in a video game or in the Skyrim and Elder Scrolls, but even better and more options than you could ever imagine. And I know that sounds like a great sales talk, but it is really like that. It just feels you can do everything you could imagine you could do in a virtual world, and now in Skyrim, but even more, and it works so well. So for me, that's just really mind-blowing. And till this day, I just find it such a pity that VR doesn't really get launched that great from the ground. I had some hopes with PSVR 2, an example, but yeah, now I also heard that those sales suck pretty much, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, it seems that people still think VR is a gimmick, but it's so not, especially here in Skyrim VR. I know it's because of the content, but PC VR has really a ton of games, and also a lot of tons of conversions. I don't know, we have of course Half-Life Alyx, but we have Fallout VR, Skyrim VR, we have No Man's Sky VR, Hellblade VR, and a lot of other projects, like all the Hitman games have been ported to VR, and yeah, it makes such a big difference. The reason I don't play it VR not as much anymore as I did last year is because I'm now a bit waiting for the Quest 3, and this is all on the Quest 2. And yeah, I'm hoping the Quest 3 can blow my mind even more when it comes to graphics. Even while the Quest 2 looks really good already, I'm hoping that the Quest 3 will deliver something like the HP Reverb G2 or something else, or maybe even the PSVR 2. But wow, this mods like these really can't wait me any longer to continue my Skyrim VR playthrough, because I actually did quite a lot already in Skyrim VR. I finished the Dawnguard DLC already. I'm now finishing a lot of main quests in the original Skyrim VR. And I'd like to wait for the Dragonborn DLC and the rest of the main quest line until the Quest 3, the Oculus Quest 3 gets released. But nevertheless, I thought it would be great with you guys to just walk around in VR in this wonderful forest, because this just looks so insane. It looks like a real forest, like the stuff we've seen in Kingdom Come Deliverance, but now in VR. Really, really insane. If you have a high-end PC, you have used my Skyrim VR list, you really want to check out this mod. This really, really insane. It feels so lifelike. And yes, I'm working on a new Skyrim VR list, but it will probably be an upgraded version from a previous one, but with more settings regarding performance for lower end hardware. An example, picking a different EMB, having different settings, different mods, and being able to easily disable mods which cause a lot of performance drain. And like an example, this mod I have to say, because this, I have it now installed on 2K textures, which already looks great, but I can imagine if I would install the 4K texture, it would really give my RTX 3090 a bad day when it comes to performance. But man, this looks absolutely insane. Holy moly. It feels like a real forest, I have actually no idea where I am in the Skyrim map, and normally around this area, around Falkreath, I have somewhat of an idea where I am, but the great thing is that everything is so detailed, Here on the floor, all the leaves are already detailed, but then you have these small bushes and plants, which are highly detailed. You have these flowers over here, looks really detailed, and then everything looks like it's a natural vegetation here, like it grows here naturally, and that's very, very impressive. Very impressive. So I thought, it would be a great idea to go in here the first time with you guys, showing this online, and wow, I am impressed. So I will definitely add this to my new Skyrim VR list as an optional mod, but man, you really want to upgrade like your hardware for this, because this makes such a difference for the game. And what I really love, an example over there, you have those mountains, and oh, that's my lamp I actually did hit with my ebony sword. But you have those mountains over there, and that's from the Majestic Mountains dark side option, because you have multiple options from the mod Majestic Mountains. This is the dark side, because I think they look very, very realistic. And also from here, it looked like real mountains from a distance. But man, I am really impressed that, even after all this time, mods like these are coming out for Skyrim VR, and they look so insanely good. Also, this, especially with the lighting coming through all the trees, that's what makes it so amazing. And the dense forest also have a also positive thing, and that is LODs, because normally Skyrim VR, especially vanilla, is quite open, and then you would see the horrible popping of the LODs. But with dense forest, that also, is less noticeable. So that's really cool. So let's see. Let's go to a bit more open area before we go to the Riften forest. But man, this really is a game changer when it comes to Skyrim VR, gameplay. And the great thing is, it's also stable. That's what surprised me a lot about Skyrim VR. I rarely have a crash with a fully modded Skyrim VR like this. I've played so long. Let me see, can I actually show that somewhere? Oh, I'm just looking around in my living room to see where it actually was. Let's see. It's something in quests, general stats, right? And let's see how long I yeah, at least you have some idea. Can I see how long now? I can't see how long I played, it seems. But anyway, here you have a little bit of a stats. You know, it's I played this a very long time. Wow, look at those mountains, how big everything looks. And I can't remember, I just 1 or 2 crashes maybe, something like that. But this feels really amazing. Everything feels like a real forest. All vegetation here looks like a real forest, and that's such a difference, especially of course with vanilla Skyrim VR, but also with the other forest mods. This really feels like the first time you saw the Elder Scroll. Okay, that's a glitch. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it's like the first time you saw the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. You know, the Forests of Oblivion back in 2006. But this has the same effect. Really amazing. What are those Dragonborn guys? Well, I have the T-detect command on, so that means they can't detect or see me, but I can still stab them.
Find them.
Yeah, sorry about your friend.
Help.
Nope, he will not help you. Yep. And also, what I always love about Skyrim VR is the thing about high quality textures in a modded Skyrim, a Skyrim Special Edition, or Anniversary Edition in this case, make a difference. But in VR, it makes even more of a difference when you inspect things up close. An example, it just, you know, mods are so important in Skyrim VR. Not only gameplay mods, but also visual mods. You know, they let me grab a bow. They make really a big difference. Of the complete experience you have in Skyrim VR. Let's see, so wow, this also looks so cool, you know, it's just like, let me see, where am I in the real world? Oh, here I am. So, that just looks like something I've never seen in a modded Skyrim, Skyrim VR, Skyrim Special Edition. This feels like a complete new piece of forest from a different game than Skyrim, actually. Ah, there is the fortress. Now I recognize something of this forest, actually. Of this place near Falkreath. So, before we go to Riften, I would say let's go in stealth mode and let's try to kill some of these orcs. What's really funny, if you would like to roleplay, you know, you could just like, you know, go through these forests like stealth and try to pick off... Oh, crap, that's a miss. That's a hit, actually. And then you know, can look around, see if you can see any enemies. And I keep saying combat in Skyrim VR is extremely scary and intense, but that's why I usually go with the bow and arrow, like probably all first Skyrim players will, stealth archer. But in VR, that's also the benefit that you can prevent a little bit creatures getting really close to you. It's a hit, relatively easy. Let's see, we can shoot that guy over there. Let's see, is that pretty much so far? Yeah. So I would say let's go to Riften. I think we've seen enough here. Riften, where are you? Let's see, in my real living room where I am. Yeah, okay. We can go to Iverstead or just go a little bit further into Riften. Here's Riften, actually. Let's go just to the stables or to this place here. Let's see how the forests of Riften look. Can we wait? Yeah, so let's wait a couple of hours until it is we have daylight, so we can see things better. Yep, like that. Oh. Hi, Shadowmare, you are here as well. Let's wait a little bit longer, maybe. You can hear all kind of creatures. We're not going to mess with them, we're just going to watch the forest of around Riften. Also new models, supposed to be new models. Yeah, while this looks cool, it does look as good as the green forest, but nevertheless, let's just not just to judge too hasty. Wow, that looks cool, by the way. This has nothing to do with the forest, but the mountain range over there, you know. with the cloudy, foggy weather, it looks like a really big, high mountain range. Feels like that in real life, I should say, but it is in virtual reality, of course. Let's see. Yeah, this looks good, but not as dense. That was the word I was looking for. Not as dense as the green forest, but things like this, then again, looks really great. You know, the grass here, but this is not from our new mod. This is from Falkreath. The grass really is exceptionally well done in Skyrim VR as well. You know, an example, especially if I like sneak around, you can really like, for your feeling, push the grass aside. That looks really cool. So let's check a little bit more denser area, because there are definitely dense forests like here. You know. Let's see. Were we near the stables? Yeah, let's go near the stables. And let's check from there. To have a little bit more of a denser forest. Okay. This is... yeah. Wow. Here I have to say the trees look great. Very dense and, you know, full of vegetation. Really cool. So let's run a little bit more into the Riften area. So there were also other areas which have been which had like a big overhaul from the forest. So maybe we can check around Riverwood. That's also a more green area, but yeah, okay, this looks better, I think. You know, these forests, these tree models look really cool. And also, it's always great to be here in Riften. You know, if you look at those mountains over there and there, it really has this feeling of a autumnish forest, whatever forest mod you have installed. So yeah, it looks great. It looks good, I should say, but not as great as the. Oh, is my. I thought my TMM command was off. My sorry, my T-detect command, but. I guess that wolf was just trying to catch the elk. Alright, so yeah, all fun and all... Sorry about that. Don't want to attract any more wolves. Okay. Thought I heard something, but... Ah, spiders. There were the spiders. So yeah, it looks good, but I prefer, I guess, for this mod, the nice green forest. So I would say let's go to Riverwoods to end this video with, see how cool Riverwood looks. Where's Riverwoods? Here's Riverwoods. Let's see if there's no random corpse of a dragon here, because I slayed a dragon here recently. So it's kind of like spawn in or something. Okay, so this is at night. Looks cool at night. But I prefer to see a bit better in daylight. Tick, 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 okay. Let's do it a little bit longer, like 3 more hours. Okay, so we have bright daylight here. So let's quickly peek how that looks on my screen. Yeah, okay, you guys have a good overview here as well. So, alright, let's just go into the Forests of Riverwood here. Because I love green forests. Here also the grass, you know, it's all for Falkreath and 3D Origins of the Forest. We are already familiar with that, but it is about the new trees and plant additions. Here also the mountains of Majestic Mountains Dark Side. Oh, cool. Let's see, this looks a lot like the mods we already had, Falkreath and Origins of Forest. Hello. Just eat my arrow, please. Thank you very much. Wolfie, wolfie, wolfie. So let's sprint a little bit forward. Let's see what we will find here. Ah, this actually feels more dense, so this definitely does not only feel like Falkreath and Origins of Forest. I'm just checking around a little bit. There is a guy here also at these mines. That's always funny to give him a proper headshot. Yep. Right into his left eye. That's pretty funny, actually. Yep. Sorry about that, but I just need to run around here in the forest. Wow, look at that. Bleakfall Barrows. What is it? Bleakfall Barrows. The first starting quest, you know, looks really great in VR all the way over there. You know, you have this real feel of skill, and that's so amazing. So I would say let's run a little bit more here in the north. Huh. We have the water there, a little bit of pop-up from the trees. Water looks cool. Let's see what we will find here in the forests. Like here an example, the dense stuff feels really cool with all this vegetation. I hear all kind of creatures and noise, but alright, so let's see. Wow, I mean, I love the mountains there with the fog, you know, the mystic mountains. That looks really real, and that's why I love exploring in Skyrim VR, to have those kind of amazing, breathtaking views. But yeah, I would say it looks great. Wow, look at that. Really cool. But mostly the dense green forests look the best. I probably didn't find all the spots because I saw at the screenshots from this mod author that there are many places where the forests have been overhauled, but I guess I have to look better for them. But wow, views like these make Skyrim VR really stand out from the original game. And also like that, you know, the mystic mountains. Really cool stuff. Really, really, really cool stuff. Alright, I'm just going to leave it here. I'm going to continue working on my Skyrim VR mod list. A refresh edition, which is somewhat like my original 2023 guide from Skyrim Anniversary Edition. It will be a refresh of the 2022 version from Skyrim VR, but with some tweaks, you know, some add-ons, some compatibility fixes, but also more freedom to pick mods for people who have lesser system specs. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope to see you at one of my next ones. So take care and bye-bye.